Hello, lovelies. I'm making this video on Saturday, November the 30th, 2024. So the last day of November, and we're in the dark moon time, just before the new moon in Sagittarius. And this video is about the yellow seed Wavespell. It's about the 52-day cycle of Red Serpent as the bigger picture. If you watch my videos and you would like to assist in sharing this information, please click like, please subscribe so that this starts to become more widespread, because it is time for people to really connect to the next level, going beyond the information, going beyond the intellect, and creating the change, creating the healing, and finding tools to do that. We live in an energy universe. It's all about the heart. It's all about personal transformation if we want to change the world. So very important to understand that at this time for the people who are here for that reason. And of course, that's not true of everybody. So everybody's here to do their own thing. It's a very magical time right now. And we are just in, again, the darkest before dawn, the darkest time when we are leading up to the winter solstice on December the 21st. And on my website, you can find resources about these patterns and these cycles, because each particular Celtic wheel day, pagan, whatever you want to call it, the original indigenous peoples' patterns have great significance. The first day of the what we call the new year in the Gregorian calendar, so the 1st of January, has particular significance. And I'm going to start doing more videos about this to share this information again. I have had a very busy life over the past few years, as most people have, I know, needing to get to a different destination or do something different. Lots of people shifting their life path right now in order to align with this amazing transformation time. So I've had to really focus on doing that and the practicalities of that. And again, as a human being, we have to go through lots of cycles. This is not a linear pattern, although we have been educated, is one word for it, to believe that things are linear, that we learn in a linear way. And in terms of this calendar, this is about synchronizing with natural time. Very, very important, because using the Gregorian calendar takes us out of alignment with the universe and keeps us stuck in a program of 12, power of 12, which is the 12 steps, and believing that we have something that is outside of ourselves that is creating disempowerment. When the truth is, with the magical 13, that we have the power to shift whatever we're holding on the inside. And this is the only way that we're going to change the outside. We have to heal. And this Sagittarius energy is so important for that. But more about that later. Okay, so let's have a look at where we are today. So first of all, I want to talk about the 52-day cycles. What are they? When you add those numbers together, it gives you the 7, which is blue hand, which is tomorrow's energy. How do we shape our destiny? How do we become the mystic in this lifetime? And how do we shamanically change our energy to shape our destiny? So each one of these has 4 13-day processes, and that adds up to 52. We also have 4 13-year processes, and that adds up to 52 as well. And these correlate as above, so below. The more that we know about our own personal cycles, the more that we can use this bigger picture energy, that's what it's designed for, to align with who we really are and our amazing magical capabilities of being the wizard. A misnomer, in my opinion. My understanding is this is Ixchel, this is the 14th sign, which is the first mastery sign. We have the first 13 signs, and then we have this mastery sign, which is also a planetary evolution code. And this comes around, this planetary evolution code comes around on the 26th of July every year. So the white wizard, the moon goddess, the asteroid belt, which is huge again at this new moon Sagittarius, new consciousness coming in for self-empowerment. We're in a 13-year cycle of this. It began in 2019, and we are on year 6 of it, blue rhythmic storm. So each year the energy changes, just as it does in our personal Gregorian birthday. Okay, so with me so far. So on the planet energies, we are connecting to the tribe of the red moon. And so if you're in this tribe, if you're a red moon, if you're a white wizard, if you're a blue storm or a yellow seed, then this is what your energy is about. It's about learning about these codes. These are your 13-year cycles. And this is very important for our whole evolution. Red is always the first. White is the next 52-day process. Blue, which we're in now, is about transformation. It is about awakening. Yellow is about the flowering, and green is the magic time of bringing all of these together. And if we are doing this healing process, this truly is a magical time where we step out of the old patterns and cycles, and we have much more freedom to create beyond that education process that we've been through in our culture at this time. So Red Moon was, I mean, obviously these go way, way back, but I'm talking about the 52-year cycle that we're currently in now. So we began that in 2006 till 2018, 13 years of Red Moon and awakening. Think back to what you were doing back then, what was happening for you. Red Moon energy is about being the beacon of light and being authentic. That is the most important thing, which again is so key to this time, Sagittarius Sun. Being who we really are and letting go of our fear. So whatever fears are coming up for you at this time around being authentic, speaking your truth, this is what is seeking to heal, because there's always a reason for that. And this goes right the way back to the beginning of time, right through our ancestral line and in our genes, in our DNA, which is what this is about. And we can change that. We can heal that. So once we become very aware and awake, then we go on to the refinement, which is the white, which in this tribe, this planetary tribe, evolution, the next one is white wizard, the one that we're currently in. And so we work to transform, refine the previous red moon. And red moon is the 9th mind sign. So again, I'm going to come back to this in a minute with numerology. The 9th sign, we have the first 8 mind signs, and then we go to the 9th. And then, if we're doing this transformation process of awakening, refining, and healing, we go to the next level, literally on an energetic level, octave level in the spine. We go up to the next level of awakened consciousness and being a conscious dreamer. That's what we're here to do at this time, and that is the Skywalk energy. Okay, so red moon is very powerful as the 9th sign. So white wizard, we're in that at the moment, and we're on year 6. So we've got 13 years in this process. And then we will go to blue storm, which is the 19th Mayan sign, and the planet is Pluto. Pluto just gone into Aquarius. And so again, this bigger picture of the age of Aquarius is starting to unfold. And we're in a 20-year cycle of looking at what needs to be transformed around our emotional body, which creates storms. And again, just look what has been happening on Mother Earth around the world this past few months, especially here in Florida as well. Unprecedented amounts of storms and rain. Do your research on that as well, because that's very powerful to understand that and awaken to what's going on there. And then finally, we come back to today's 13-step process that I'm going to talk about, and that is yellow seed. So yellow seed is the 4th Mayan sign, and as such, it's the structure. It's what this process is about on one level, the structure of letting go of our coping mechanisms, our masks, the things that have kept us in the comfort zone, the things that have been developed by each human being to try and stay safe when around dangerous systems that have been created by people. And as a result, not living to their full potential, not living to the star seed mission until the time is right for the seed to start to flower, start to blossom. And there's lots of different ways for seeds. If you're a gardener like me, then you'll know different seeds have different formats for coming into fruition. So some are eaten by animals and birds and shat out, literally, and that gives them their new start in life. And some of these seeds go far, far, far away and cannot be controlled. No matter how much human beings try and limit where they go far and wide, carried by the winds, carried by other beings to other places. And sometimes you get seeds stuck on your clothes when you're gardening and not even aware that they're still there. Go to a different country, and there you have the seeds being dispersed in that place. So lots of cross-pollination happening beyond the human control mechanism as well. Sometimes seeds have to be kept cold or frozen even in order to germinate. And you know those vegetables that you get in your fridge that you forget about in the dark recesses, and they start to come to life. And seeing seeds differently as well. So often people don't realize exactly what seeds are. So, for example, nuts are seeds. Everywhere there is a holograph of life in parts of plants. And so too is the same for human beings. It's all the same process for living beings on some level, with slight variations. And so it's time for us to flower now. And the more we heal, the more we unlock secret genetic tools, empowerment, magic. So this is a very magical 13-day process. So there's a lot to share around new language here if you're watching this for the first time or you're new to this. I've been doing this now, I'm in my 14th year. The key to this is unlocking the old ways of using our intuition to guide us, using the energy and the astrology. And the more you become aware of your own personal codes, the more this will assist you. This isn't for everyone, of course, but those who feel drawn to it, it is just a process of moving this blue tack every day and learning about what you intuitively feel to learn about at this time. I do share resources on my webpage. It's not very up to date at the moment, but I try and share resources in these videos and as well around books that I've read. But I call it following the cosmic cookie trail. So my trail is not your trail, although we will have shared common ground. It's important for each one of us to learn how to do this independently. And again, going back to the 4th day on every 13-day process is self-existing, how to become self-existing, how to unlock this star seed. So again, there are 20 Mayan signs and there are 13 different vibrations of these. And these play out over 260 days, which is 9 months, which is the human gestation process. Each one of these spirals begins with a different energy. And this one began here in July in Cancer. So we're coming up to 6 months with, so this was around the summer solstice, and we are moving towards the winter solstice. So when we've got to the winter solstice, we will be at 6 months. And Cancer is about the mother, it's about the 4th house, it's about how we mother and nurture ourselves, how we mature. And again, this is so important for the astrology right now. Human maturation, growing up, taking responsibility, and not giving our power and responsibility to other people. time to take our power back and be sovereign beings and learn new ways to relate. Okay, so we've had the red, we've had the white, and now we're in blue. So the red castle, the 52-day cycle is red dragon, our mother's survival issues. That's what needs to heal so that we can thrive. Neptune is the planet, letting go of our delusions and illusions so we can align with this goddess energy coming in, align with the cosmic mother who is bringing us this evolutionary program. And the evolutionary program comes from the galactic sun. Sunshine is very important, especially important to go through our eyes. And this is key to our health. It's key to our third eye and how we remember who we really are. So, so important. And also releasing who we are not. And becoming this starseed. So we had 52 days of awakening. And this is how you can use this. It is a cosmic life coaching tool to reveal every day what the cosmos is doing. And then we can use that as guidance. There is no other system like it that I am aware of. There are many design systems. There are many systems that speak of truth and give guidance on healing and how to live a healthy life. But there is nothing like this that I've come across that shows you what the cosmic energy is every day and what your cosmic energy is every day. So if there is anything out there, I'm interested to know about it as well. And please do get in touch. No. The White Castle is Red Skywalker. And Red Skywalker is the 13th Mayan sign. And this is very much connected to my energy. This is the 52-day process that I came in. It's when I first aligned with the calendar on the 2nd of November in 2011. I got my first calendar. And I've been doing it ever since. This is also my grandmother's pattern. And again, you can work out all your ancestral patterns using this system. It is mind-blowing. So Red Skywalker, Mars, taking action as a human being, awakening to the fact that we are an embodiment of the divine and the energy flows through us. And the more that we heal and the more that we learn, we can create heaven on earth. So that's the refinement process. Once we've done the first 52 days of awakening, then we've got key information around our survival issues. This is all experiential. And then we go on to refining that. Then we go on to the castle that we're in now, which is the red castle of the serpent. And the serpent is the 5th Mayan sign. And the planets are the asteroid belt. Again, new consciousness coming in. So where these are in our chart is very enlightening. And there's so many asteroids you can use. This is limitless. And the more intuitive we become, the more that we can know which asteroids are important to us. and also our team on the planet of evolutionary people who are sharing astrology can become part of our power team and really help us to understand more about what energy is going on at the time in the starry skies and how that is illuminating our personal path. And remember, we have so much more than just our sun sign. That's just the beginning for many people. We have every sign in our chart in some way. And so, again, it's opening up to this bigger picture of we're all interconnected, we're all related. So, Red Serpent is the transformation process, and it's part of the blood tribe. Red Skywalker, I should have said, is part of the conscious dreamer tribe. And I'm not going to go into too much detail with that. I'll save that for another video because it's a lot. So Red Serpent begins the awakening of the transformation that we are in. And so it follows on from awakening, refining, and now we're transforming. And it began this whole magical DNA process. They're called galactic activation portals in the system. They're Akashic record. On those days, we usually have events that are very important to human being evolution, both on a general landscape in the world and also on a personal level. So this takes us in to the center of the Zolkin and the spinal column. And with each process, we go through 20 days. So this is the way that it goes. It goes from the top to the bottom, okay? And there are 13 20-day processes. We are now on the 8th one, okay? Because we are here, this column here. And so we went in, we were in the center, very, very powerful for seeing what was reflected back to us at that time. And of course, the more that you work with every spiral of 260 days and you become more consciously aware and you work with your own personal code on this, your own 52-day code, then you start to see everything very differently. And it's so healing in itself because you remember that you have the power to change your destiny and that you chose to be here at this time doing this journey. And the more that you start to learn about your own personal patterns, that becomes so key to personal freedom and power. So once we've gone in to the center, then we start to come out. So we're now in the process of coming out, but we're still in the blue castle. So Red Serpent is about our nerves. So again, very key, because if you know about your spine, you know that if your energy is not flowing, if you've had some sort of injury, it blocks the Kundalini. Everything hangs off the spine in the body, and the energy goes up to the head and down through the spine. The head in itself is a separate center, if you will, in some ways, but all of our nerves come off here, and these are what we use, our nervous system, for key information. And when we get injured, then it blocks our Kundalini, it blocks our chi. Of course, this isn't part of the Western medical model, but it's been there for thousands of years in the Eastern models, in particular acupuncture. So again, wherever we've got blocked energy, this needs to be healed so that our Kundalini flows freely. And Red Serpent, being the blood family, is, again, the more we know about our family and our ancestors, and you can decode all of these, you can see family constellations, you can learn about the themes that are challenging you in this lifetime and what you have come to heal and release. Again, very important at Sagittarius time. And for the people who are here to say, whatever happened before in my family, it stops with me. I am not continuing this unconscious behavior and living an unawakened life. And of course, people are at all different stages on this, which again is very important because we all learn from each other around the different stages that we are on. Okay, so when we have completed the blue, we go into the yellow, and this is red earth. Red earth is the 17th Mayan sign, and the planet is Uranus, what is coming to light, creating new pathways, especially new neural pathways, new energy pathways, so that we can feel grounded and safe on planet Earth no matter what is happening on the earth. We become centered and grounded. And again, the magic I cannot put into words of the more that you heal. We live in a holographic universe. We live in a giant magical mystery school. So the more that we heal, we do not face the same challenges. The whole point of this journey is the universe keeps bringing us what we need to heal, what we need to learn in order to evolve. So once we have the tools, we can do that, and we don't feel the fear the same anymore. And we start to say, bring it on. I'm ready to do whatever it takes to be free, to be healthy, and to be living heaven on earth at this time, because we do live in an earthly paradise. So this starts on the 11th of December, the next 52-day process of what is manifest in yellow, what is flowering for us. And let's have a look at what works. Let's expand that, and let's release what we don't want to be growing next year in the solar wheel of Aries with the spring equinox. So if you are interested in doing the 52-day process, please contact me in the link. And you will have to contact me soon because I have to do code for you, and I have to create some ebooks for you so you have this information to follow. Okay, and then finally we go into the green castle, which is red moon, which I've talked about before. The 9th, going to the next level. How do we go to the next level? This is the castle of the heart. This is the magical castle where we see whether we're still lost in the maze, in the illusions and delusions. And of course, this continues. This isn't an instant fix, it's something that we have to go round and around again to become familiar and to become a master of this process. This is why we have the cycles. Okay, so to come back to today. Okay, so 2 days ago, which was Thanksgiving in the USA. So again, magical how all this lines up, isn't it, with big events that go way, way back in time. So yellow seed began. Yesterday we had red lunar serpent, and all of these cross correlate. So whenever we get into a particular sequence, you'll see, as I told you, Red Serpent is the 52-day process. By the time we get into the yellow of that, we have had lots of experience. We've had the red of awakening, big awakening. We've had the white of refining, which was white mirror. Then we go into the blue, which is blue monkey, here right in the center. And then we come into the flowering of seeing how authentic we are and how empowered we are. And according to that dynamic is going to be how much we're flowering and sharing our star seed potentiality. And then by the time we get here, we will see, okay, so yesterday, which it was the 29th of November 2024, what was happening for you then emotionally? What old emotional stories were coming up? What triggers were coming up? Yeah. Because Luna is about the moon. The moon is about the emotional story. If we go back to the astrology that is the bigger picture of this, it's in Cancer, which is ruled by the moon, which is the fourth house traditionally. And so, how is our emotional story still running? Our mother's emotional story, because it's playing out for us every single day. And the more we become familiar with this, we see it. It's our childhood over and over again, every day, the same themes, the same stories. And how do we let go of that? That's what we want to do. We want to become emotionally intelligent and have emotional resilience and be emotionally free to understand that this is coming from our past. So imagine a time when we have done so much healing where we are really rock solid in our emotional center. We know who we are, and nothing that anybody else can try and project onto us sticks. That's the mission in this lifetime. Because all the projections are running, all the projections are there. Most people still have their old stories playing on full blast. And it's, very difficult for them. And as a collective, it's very difficult for us all. But we're in this transition process now. So starting today, today's energy is white electric world bridger. White world bridger is about ending of old worlds so new ones can begin. It's day 3, it's the alchemy. And when we get to day 3, it's electric. Day 1 is magnetic. Magnetic is what we're attracting. And this is due to our inner world and our belief system. And then by the time we get to day 3, we are looking at what happened the previous 2 days and saying, okay, what can I transform? And I do this with emotional freedom technique. Any triggers that I have had, emotional triggers, are directly related to old stories. And so I write them down. And when I've got an opportunity, I will go and tap on them. Check out emotional freedom technique, check out tapping. There's loads and loads of resources out there. There's not much on the movie technique, but check that out. It is on YouTube as well, so there's resources on there. Tomorrow is the new moon, and that is blue self-existing hand. So today, because I know my 52-day codes, my 52-year codes, this is the year that I am currently in. And tomorrow is the year that I will be in next year. So whatever I'm doing tomorrow is going to be big for next year. I already know that because I'm planning that. It's a big birthday for me next year. So again, this is how you can use it. You can work very much in the here and now and become more and more present because you are becoming very aware of what we do every day is creating our future. The more clear that we get about the past, the more we heal, the more we change our behavior. We do not have to live that anymore. And this is so, so powerful. So in this 13-day process, be awake, aware, have your notebook ready. If you know how to do tapping, then tap every day if you can on things that come up, because the more you tap, the more you heal, the more present you become. People often talk about these terms of presence, not really understanding the biology and the energetic framework that go with that. My background is in psychology. I have been studying this for 30 years, and I'm learning every day amazing new things because, of course, as a collective, we're learning new things every day. So we have amazing new moon energy coming in every month now until the spring equinox. It's at 9 degrees until the spring equinox, when it will be at 8 degrees, which is about integration. So every new moon, we have an opportunity to go to the next level. This is the number 9. And this new moon in particular is very special because Sagittarius is the 9th house. And I've been placing some new asteroid information for me and people that I'm working with at this time. I am aware of some of it, but going to a deeper level. And so this again is raising conscious awareness. Sagittarius is my midheaven. It is my south node. And this is being spotlighted for me right now. I love this time of year, and this is often a time when I create a lot of resources for people that I am working with, and most importantly, for my own learning and my own evolution, because the more that I understand myself, this is how it works, as above, so below. The more I can understand other people, the better relationships I can have with other people, the more empathy I can have and understanding. And it's so wow in terms of understanding why things have happened. And so much trauma is caused by misunderstanding and assumptions and projection of old storylines. And projection in the Mayan calendar has a different aspect to it rather than the traditional psychological explanation. We are literally living a projection of our ancestors. And I am another you, you are another me. When we come together, we have shared stories. And Sagittarius energy is all about that. It's about living the stories. It's about experiential. living and learning. And often that energy is loud and expansive because it's ruled by Jupiter. And so it's fun, it's party time at this time of year in the Northern Hemisphere in lots of ways, meeting people, meeting families, and but also it can be on a much higher vibe in terms of learning about belief systems and structures, and yes, religions on some level as well, travel as well, how to travel back in time to change our future. This is what I'm really interested in, and sharing how we learn our gifts, our tools with other people in our tribe, so we can all support and help each other at this transformation time in a healthy way, in a co-creation way. Mercury, of course, is retrograde at this time, and that's no problem for me because I have Mercury retrograde. And often this gets a bad reputation around not being clear and not doing things that are very important because of not being clear, not having that clarity. So it's a great time to literally go back over old mindsets. That's the way that I see Mercury retrograde. Go back over old thoughts, and red moon is Mercury, as is white dog. So we're going back over old mindsets around authenticity, being the beacon of light, how to have unconditional love by healing our conditions, and how to set ourselves free from these old ancestral wounds. This is the Centaur asteroid energy as well that is so prominent at this time, of course, with Sagittarius being half man, half beast. And Chiron is connected, the ancestral wound, the poison. Again, check that out if you don't know about the myths. So the centaurs had this reputation of being party animals, and on a more serious note. So there are very destructive patterns connected to this energy as well, around desecration of the sacred feminine in particular. And thousands of years ago, root wounding here around women in particular. And this is what is seeking to be healed at this time. There are so many roles that have been created in a distorted society that do not reflect the wonder of human beings or their sacredness. Most of that has been lost. We can see that most of that has been destroyed, and it's continuing to be destroyed on the planet with no regard for human life or other beings on the planet. And now is the time for us to step up and take responsibility on a personal level and on a collective level to end this distortion. So Sagittarius is the place where new stars are made in the starry skies, new stories. We can look back over this year and the Gregorian calendar, and we can look back over this cycle since July with the Wavespell, and we can look at what has created fear for us and write it down with the intention of healing it and liberating not only ourselves at this time, but the whole of the human race. do not underestimate the power that each one of us has when we do this inner work. This is how worlds are ended and new worlds are begun with each one of us. That is secret. That is magic. It is also this 9 degrees in Sagittarius connected to Antares star. So do your research on that because that is powerful. That's in Scorpio. It's limitless what you can do with the astrology. And the cards for today that I drew. So we have organic balance, which is the 6th mind sign, which, funnily enough, is White World Bridger. Tone that we have of White World Bridger today is electric, which is number 3. But this is the original format. And the cards that have come out today. So to have prudence. Again, you see the tree. And it's a balanced tree. So to be prudent at this time. Believe in Allah, tie up your camel. Don't get carried away with the expansive energy. Still be prudent. Then we have the 10 of Cups. So look where your cups are full at this time. What makes you happy? That's what we want to expand upon. Don't get stuck in it. We need to be in flow, be creative, willing to empty our cups. And of course, that's life at times. We have sad times as well when we are really connected to people, when we have that heart connection and we let ourselves feel. So healing the intimacy wounding is so key, where we haven't been able to get close to people because we cannot be in truth. And there you go, the Mercury retrograde in Sagittarius. Swiftness, there's a rainbow. Going back over these old mindsets. New beginnings. Let's go into the healthy masculine energy on the planet and release and heal the toxic masculine. So important for new beginnings that we cannot keep coming from the same place of unhealed, untransformed people who are ruling us from a very distorted way. And again, that is the 4th. So that relates to yellow seed as well. To have harmony, we need to heal the harm. Otherwise, remembering that this is an energetic universe, an emotional universe, a resonance. The universe brings us what we believe to be true. We just have to heal. This changes this. This changes the projection. We have to change our choices, our belief systems, be brave, have courage. Mars in Leo at this time. Do what sets your heart on fire, creates joy and love. And rewire the ego, rewire the amygdala, rewire the emotional mind. Speak to the inner child. Fifth house. Hope you have an amazing process and hope you are getting in that cosmic groove of healing. Lots of love.